American economy is doing something it hasn't done since 2014. Max, it is getting smaller.
Yeah, from January to March, the gross domestic product, Max, shrank at 4.8% annual rate. What is causing this?
You know what? It's the hardest thing about those numbers, which are already bad, is that economists say the real picture is a lot worse.
These are the numbers released by the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, and from 2016 on, and really before 2016 also, it was steady growth, steady growth, steady growth, and then 2020, 4.8% decline. 4.8% is bad as an annual rate, but that's actually going to get a lot worse when the numbers continue through the second quarter. Why? Well, what are these numbers from? It's a 3-month period, right? Well, 2 of those 3 months were great. Up in February and January, things were looking good. Beginning of March, the economy was still good. And then social isolation, and then consumer spending went into the tank. So it's just 1/2 of 1 month that did this to us. Consumer spending down 7.6%. And what's that made up of? Non-durable goods, things like groceries and household supplies. That spending was actually up 6.9%. But spending on services, we weren't going to restaurants, we weren't traveling, we weren't taking taxis or Ubers at the end of March, and so that spending went way down. And durable goods, which means things that you buy with a lot of money, investment things that you hold on to for a while, furniture, washing machines, vehicles, those went down 16.1%. Okay, back to this. Remember I said this was the beginning of bad 2020 numbers? It's because this was all consumer spending. But what's going to be the real problem with all of this? At this point, remember, people didn't start really losing their jobs until late March and then into April.
And so those government numbers, that 4.8% decline, it does not include the wages lost from all of those jobs. In fact, digging into these new numbers, income for the first quarter was actually a little bit more than in the last quarter of last year. And so what that tells us is that in this coming quarter, we are going to see all the results of that lost income as well as the lower spending because of those industries being in, well, what would you say, suspension right now. Live in the newsroom, Max Roth, Fox 13 News, Utah.
And there are